Hey there, friendlies, how's up? Another gorgeous day in October here in Quebec. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Windy though. Gonna do a little fire video for you today. Just a fire kind of device, I guess, that my wife gave me as a joke last Christmas, and I haven't used it yet. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, but before we go any further, if you're new around here and you want to see more videos about outdoorsy stuff like bushcraft, bushcraft cooking, hiking, camping, tools, and the occasional woodworky thing, then please subscribe and hit that little bell and you won't miss anything. All right, let's do it. Forget it, it's too windy. Okay, where am I gonna hang this? There's a good spot. Sweet. So, what'd you guys think of my Swedish candle? The amazing one log campfire. What's this thing called? Stump Stove Voyager. Apparently it will burn for approximately 3 hours. There we go. And it's good for camping or hunting or picnics or grilling. Now, here's the thing. That has got to be the least bushcrafty way of doing a Canadian candle or a Swedish torch I have ever seen. But it's funny because I started this video kind of as a joke because herself bought me that thing as a joke, you know. Happy Christmas, Mr. Bushcraft, giggle, giggle, giggle kind of thing. But you know, I could see this thing actually being useful in certain contexts. For most of us, no, right? Because part of the fun of getting into the woods or canoeing or whatever is, you know, pulling together a fire from found materials. But this was really problem-free. Like, I didn't have to look for anything. And so I could see for, you know, if you're taking the family on a camping trip or something and it's not full of dedicated bushcrafters, I could see that being pretty useful, actually. Or, you know, a picnic or something. So I'm kind of embarrassed to say I think it's a better idea than I thought when I came out here today. Now, it's kind of a simplified take on the Swedish candle. Sorry, Swedish torch, Canadian candle, right? On that style of thing. It's not like they don't cut down all the quarters. What they do is they cut out a real sort of deep tapered hole in the top and sort of scoop out the well, here's a picture of it, right? Okay, and then they drill a round hole right through into the middle to meet the tapered hole that comes in from the top. So it sort of acts as your traditional Canadian candle, but you don't have to worry about it falling apart or anything. Now, the one weakness here is, no way. I get it when you're trying to sell, I'll call it a novelty gift, even though they clearly don't mean it to be as such. But when you're trying to keep a business going and stuff, you have to cast the widest net, if we're being polite, or hit the lowest common denominator, if we're being impolite about it. But there are those who, when they've got their little backyard fire pit going and the fire starts to go down, will pour this crap on to get the flames to come back up. And then there are people who understand fires. And I think that you have to respect the fire. And that comes with learning how to create fire, learning how to care for a fire, keep a fire going all night. This does not come from a place of respecting fire. This comes from a place of get it lit fast and let it handle the rest, right? Because this stuff will soak into the wood. It'll light, yeah, it's easy as hell. It'll burn long enough for the wood of the log itself to catch. Great. No skill required. Dangerous as hell if you're not careful. Like if you get it on your hands and then you go to light the, you know, I mean, I am not a proponent of gelled ethanol products for any kind of fire situation outside of like a survival situation where the crap has hit the fan and you got to get a fire lit. But you know, even using my own techniques, I got a fire lit quickly because I'm not using that ethanol gelled crap. Like I used some wood shavings and some birch bark to get it lit, and then I stuck in some very small kindling and you know, some of this stuff to catch and to keep it burning until the actual wood of the log itself could catch. Easy peasy. Worked great. You know, you can cook on those without really requiring a rack. I brought a rack because of what I was cooking, but I mean the beauty of the Canadian candle or the Swedish torch is you can just put a pot right on top. If you're doing water, or if you're making a big, you know, frying pan of something, boom, right on top and you're good to go. That beautiful fall forest smell. Now, this is the second more modern take on the Canadian candle I've featured on my channel. You guys who've been watching for a while will remember that that video where I did an initial review of the Sportes MIDI 001, the plate that goes on top of a traditional Swedish torch. I do feel that I should do a follow-up review of that, because that's the way I roll. Mental note. But yeah, because I think that the Swedish torch or Canadian candle it's a great solution for many sort of contexts. Not great for the traditional sort of sitting around a warm campfire, maybe toasting some marshmallows and telling ghost stories, but for anything where there's like a food requirement, you know, like a ski trip or a fishing trip or something, you know, making lunch or whatever, it's a great concept. I'm a big fan of the Canadian candle. I use it relatively often. Not generally when I'm doing videos, because, you know, I'm not doing videos about just, okay, I got to get a little meal done and keep going kind of deal. But yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed by how much I liked that silly thing. Like, I may have to pick up another one. Now, I don't know how much they cost, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's a lot for a log. So I don't know, but I'm gonna investigate them a lot more and see what we got. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Thanks for hanging out with me on this weird little video. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, then please get the conversation started down below. Do you use the Swedish torch a lot? Would you use this bizarre little civilian Swedish torch ever? Or would it be too embarrassing for a bushcrafter or a dedicated outdoors person? Aside from that, please share the video. That helps me more than you could possibly imagine. Aside from that, if you're not yet subscribed, I would love it if you subscribed. If you are subscribed, then hit that little bell and leave me a smiley thumb. If you don't like what I'm doing, leave me a frowny thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.